It means to conclude. Conclude. It should not be a conclusion. Or Sherry says complete. That is true. All right? So, it says don't use questions to end. Why not? Why don't you think you should use a question at the end to end? Why should you not use a question to end? Vicky says it is too late. Okay, that could be. I will agree with that. Anyone else? Ah, Sherry has the right idea. Confusing people. That is true. You will confuse people. Any other ideas? No? Okay. Actually, in the United States, where I'm from, I have seen people use questions at the end of their presentation. And the thing is, people don't know you ended. So everyone is just sitting there, and they ask the question, and they walk off. They're done. And everyone looks at each other like, oh, is this the end? Should we clap? Because they don't know. All right? So this is a big problem in English. Ben says to recap, recapitalism only. I think that's what you mean, just to recap. That is true. Just recap at the end what you talked about. We learned that Monday. Recap and have a conclusion. Do you remember? Make sure you thank the people who came and participated. This is always a nice way to be polite to everyone. All right. Steve asks a question. I know you can't see Steve's question because he wrote it to me, but listen to what his question is. He says, what would you do if no one answers your question? Any tool or language tool to ease that kind of embarrassing situation? Well, the first key, if you don't want to be embarrassed, don't ask hard questions. Don't ask hard questions. All right? Most people in presentations are nervous to begin with. If you ask anything that is possibly hard, or they don't think they know that real answer, they will not want to answer. All right? I have seen this a lot in the United States. People ask questions, no one will answer because they're scared. What if I'm wrong? All right? So the first key is make sure you don't ask super, super hard questions. Okay. Kidman says maybe have the next presentation to answer the question. Okay. Well, Steve's question is, what if no one answers it, meaning the audience doesn't answer it? Okay. Well, you can even say, like, if no one answers, you can say, well, maybe that is a difficult thought, or maybe that's your first time to think of this question. Let me show you what some have felt. All right, that's a very nice way to say it. Don't make them feel bad, like, oh, you all are so stupid. Don't give that feeling, okay? That can cause a lot of problems. But you can say things like, maybe this is your first time to hear this question. Let me show you what others feel, or let me show you what our company think will help. And then just go right into it. Just forget the question, okay? Don't feel nervous either. And don't be embarrassed because it's not your fault either, all right? Maybe they really haven't thought of it. You know, sometimes I come to class here with all of you. You know this happens because you're here with me. I will ask a question and none of you will ever answer me. But that's okay, all right? You need to be prepared for them not to answer the question, all right? Prepare both if they answer, prepare if they answer it wrong, and lastly, prepare if no one answers. So 3 things you have to be ready for. Okay, Julia says, can we answer by ourselves? Yes, you can answer by yourselves, but make sure you do it in a nice way that does not make them feel they are less than you or belittled.